Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Shri Panchatattva ki Jai Shri Nitai Sachisuta ki Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharaj ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Parisisvara ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. I'm not alone.
You have insects because of the flower from the garden.
I try not to commit any Jiva Prana. So welcome for the CC class. Today we'll try to release the nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita together, and especially regarding three brothers, Govinda Ghosh, Madhava Ghosh, and Vasudeva Ghosh. And there is quite some nectar. Yeah, glories. So we are studying, we are discussing around Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, chapter 10 and verse 115. Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Yan Sabara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yan Sabara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Ya Sabara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yan Sabara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Yan Sabara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yan Sabara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Please repeat.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane
Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane
Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai.
Govinda Madhava Vasudeva Tinabai. Yansa Bara Kirtane Nache Chaitanya Nitai.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, one of you would like to recite the verse? As you like. All right, let's go for the word forward. Govinda,
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 Madhava,
Madhava,
of the name Madhava,
Madhava,
Vasudeva,
Vasudeva,
of the name Vasudeva, Tinabai,
Dinabai,
three brothers,
three brothers,
Yansabara,
Yansabara,
all of whom
all of whom
Shri Shri Nitai Sachisuta ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Parisisvara ki Jai. Kirtane. In the performance of Sankirtan. Nache. Dance. Chaitanya Nitai.
Chaitanya Nitai,
Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu.
Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu.
Translation. The three brothers, Govinda, Madhava and Vasudev, were the 82nd, 83rd and 84th branches of the tree. Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda used to dance in their kirtana performances. Purport by His Divine Grace, Abhaicharan Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The three brothers, Govinda, Madhava and Vasudeva Ghosh, all belonged to a Kayastha family. Govinda established Govinda established the Gopinath temple in Agradvip, where he resided. Madhava Ghosh was expert in performing kirtana. No one within this world could compete with him. He was known as the singer of Vrindavan and was very dear to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. It is said that when the three brothers performed Sankirtana, immediately Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda would dance in ecstasy. According to the Gaura Ganodesha Deepika 188, the three brothers were formerly Kalavati, Rasolasa, and Gunatunga, who recited the songs composed by Sri Vishaka Gopi. The three brothers were among one of the 7 parties that performed kirtan when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attended the Rath Yatra festival at Jagannath Puri. Prakeshvara Pandit was the chief dancer in their party. This is vividly described in the Madhya Lila, chapter 13, verse 42 and 43. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Dalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Shah Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The verse again. Thank you. Just on time. The three brothers, Govinda, Madhava, and Vasudev, were the 82nd, 83rd, and 84th branches of the tree. Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda used to dance in their kirtana performances. I have a little presentation, but from what I understand, we cannot cast from a PowerPoint presentation. It needs to be
on Google Chrome.
On Google Chrome, yeah. So I have to import it there.
Maybe if you send it on your Gmail account, you can use Google Chrome.
Sure. I just forgot that. Short.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
It works. Dry. So, as we can see, the Lord is with us, is inspiring from within. From the Guru Puja, we could see that there was an atmosphere of dancing. Mm-hmm. And the verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita today is about dancing, amongst other topics. Mm-hmm. And actually, regarding the dancing and Sankirtan performance, I could find out few things from the Shastras or from Srila Prabhupada that so it could be relevant to share with you. First of all, because today we are reaching the Chaitanya Charitamrita, then we can start with the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who said in Adilila 3:19 that the whole world will dance in ecstasy. Yuga Dharma Pravartai Nama Sankirtana Charibhava Bhakti Diya Nachamu Bhuvana. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nama Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotional service. in that connection, the dancing in the Krishna Consciousness movement is not something about professional dancing. Prabhupada says, and for those who follow the kirtan course with under the guidance of Premamoy Narottam Prabhu and Shrestha Mataji, we have every week some reading to do on Harinam Chintamani, on the Kirtan Stardat book, which is very nice to understand how to properly perform the kirtan in terms of mood, in terms of techniques, and some details in the aspects. And in this book, there is, for this week, we had a chapter to start about dance in the kirtan. And a few insights given by Srila Prabhupada or some of the spiritual masters, Diksha Gurus of ISKCON are giving some insights in that. And so the Prabhupada mentioned that, it's not about being professional. We should not spend time to learn dancing, It should be more like spontaneous. It should come automatically. We should not force it. He said it, be it in a conversation, in some lectures, that we should not try to do it artificially. Not that we force ourselves to dance and then something will happen. No, we should, along with the kirtan, feel like it should be automatic. We should not wonder too much. Should I start or not? It usually comes alone. Like I felt this morning, it was like spontaneous. All of us, we started, to dance like this. And another aspect with dancing is that that I discovered while reading this kirtan standard book is that if you actually dance with the kirtan, it will just increase. It will bring some ecstasy also, like this. So it is definitely participating to the Sankirtan. And in the Ratha Yatra, when there was this different groups of the kirtan groups, 7 groups. In each groups there were 2 midanga players, 4 karatal players, and one chief dancer. And connected with our verse of today, Govinda Ghosh was one of the chief leaders of the Sankirtan parties. Usually the chief singer is one of the 4 karatal players. And in this group, there were his 2 brothers also, so Vasudev Ghosh, Madhava Ghosh, who are very exalted personalities, as we'll discover later. And the chief dancer was Prakeshvara Pandit, who is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in this pastime, in this chapter also earlier, as being glorified by Lord Chaitanya, being like one of his wings in the Sankirtan mission. And he's glorified as being able to dance continuously for 72 hours, if you remember. Here we dance maybe 15-20 minutes. We are a bit exhausted, it's quite hard to recite all the pranams after the dancing. So he was dancing 72 hours and not in the same intensity, probably more than that. So this can help us to understand that these associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very special and they are worthy of glorification for our own purification and for pleasing Lord Chaitanya. Another aspect regarding the dancing, Prabhupada said in a lecture that we should dance with raised hands, like the Panchatattva. This is the way that we should dance. So he says, all previous acharyas, all previous authorized persons in this line, they have done it chanting and dancing. Just like see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is chanting and dancing. Chanting and dancing, you see the same thing. This picture is before you, so that gradually, when you feel ecstasy, you will also dance like him. And when you automatically dance, then you will know that the thing is already realized, not artificially. But when you feel, oh, let me dance, it is so much ecstatic, let me dance. Nothing should be done artificially. Let everything come automatically. And only we have to follow. Mahajano yenagata sapantha. And this element that I mentioned, dancing will bring ecstasy. So people should be encouraged to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and try to bring the ecstasy and dance. Even if there is no ecstasy, dance. It will bring ecstasy. Dancing is so nice. That Srila Prabhupada gave in a lecture in London. So to come back to the three personalities that we we could hear from today, Govinda, Madhava and Vasudeva Ghosh, we can find in Gaur Ganesh Deepika the who is who in Krishna Lila, and three of them are gopis reciting songs composed by Vishaka for the pleasure of Radharani. So Govinda Ghosh is Kalavati Gopi, Madhava Ghosh is Rasulasa Gopi, and Vasudeva Ghosh is Gunatunga Gopi. There is less in proportion to say about Madhava and Vasudeva Ghosh, from what I could find at least, and more to say about Govinda Ghosh, quite interesting pastimes. So Govinda Ghosh, we start with Govinda Ghosh. It is mentioned in the purport that Govinda established the Gopinath temple in Agradvip. And there are a few episodes we can mention about him. Just give me a few seconds so that I put them in the right order. So as we said, he participated in a kirtan group during the Ratha Yatra, was the chief singer. He was in Gauralila also very much in presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Shiva Sangan. He was participating to the Nagara Sankirtan when it was this episode with the Kazi, when they all went for the Kazi's house to fight for their right to perform Sankirtan, Yagya. He accompanied personally Lord Chaitanya to Vrindavan, while his two brothers had to remain with Nityananda Prabhu and preach in Bengal. And there was one episode after he left with Lord Chaitanya and associate directly with him. One day, Lord Chaitanya requested from him some dried fruits, haritaki, to help his digestion. And Govinda Ghosh, of course, ran out in the village to find out these haritaki fruits, dry fruits, to serve Lord Chaitanya. And so the first day he brought Lord Chaitanya and pleased him, and then it was over, and everyone was happy. The second day it happened again, and Lord Chaitanya again requested the same fruit, and immediately Govinda Ghosh brought him in the hand this haritaki fruit. And Lord Chaitanya started to glance at him and inquired, but how is it that this fruit you have it already so quickly? How come you have it with you right now? And then he understood, Lord Chaitanya, that Govinda Ghosh actually kept with him this haritaki fruit. He made a stock of these fruits. And as devotees, not only brahmacharis, there is a purport of Prabhupada saying that as devotees, we should not store food for more than one day. So it was quite humbling for me, especially when I take box away for the day or for a few days sometimes. But this is actually the principle that we should not save more than for one day. And in this connection, so Govinda Ghosh was corrected by Lord Chaitanya, and after this episode, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, now, after this episode, why you don't stay here and get into Grihastha Ashram and worship Gopinath deity? And that's how the, let's say, the adventure with the personal association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for Govinda Ghosh was stopped. After that, he entered Grihastha Ashram. He had a wife, son, and the family all together. They worship this Shri Radha Gopinath deity. in Agradvip. What happened also in the life of Govinda Ghosh is that quite soon after he got the family commitments, both the wife and the child departed the body. So for him it was devastating. First he lost the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Under his instruction he gets into Grihastha. He lost the wife, he lost the child, the son, and he was bewildered. And how can I continue performing the worship of Shri Radha Gopinath? And who will take care of my pinda offering when I depart the body? Who will make my ceremony of departing? And so when he was so bewildered like this, actually the Lord appeared in his dream. And there was this transcendental exchange. I prefer to put the word that I could find on the internet so that we can really absorb the mood of the transcendental discussion that happened. And so the Lord says, I don't understand your intelligence. One of your sons dies and you decide, what's the point in feeding the other one? Let him die also. Then Govinda Ghosh, I don't know what you are talking about. I had only one son. I'm not also your son? You are feeding me and taking care of me as your son. Now, when I'm dependent on you, you decide to neglect me altogether. Well, anyway, now there is no one to perform my shraddha and the offering of pins to my forefathers. Will you do that? Yes, I can do it. Why not? So now, will you give me something to eat? And after that, Govinda Ghosh was so enthusiastic and prepared an offering and started back his worship with full enthusiasm. So it shows also the depth of devotion of Govinda Ghosh to have such a connection with his personal deity. And the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to allow him to associate directly with the Lord in such a level of realization. And this this episode, after what happened when Govinda Ghosh departed the body, actually the Lord personally took care of his pinda offering, and every year in this temple in Agradvip, there is one day during the Tirobhav of Govinda Ghosh where the deity of Gopinath is dressed in white, and there is how do we call it, this ring made of kusha grass around the finger of the deity. And so all the servants of this deity arrange for the pinda ceremony for Govinda Ghosh. So it's still performed like this. So it's quite a transcendental pastime. Then regarding Madhava Ghosh, I couldn't find much about him. It is mentioned in the purport of Srila Prabhupada that he was an expert singer. His Shripat was in Dainihat, and as we saw, he was in Krishna Lila Rasolasa, and Madhava was very dear to Lord Nityananda. Regarding Vasudeva Ghosh, there is quite also interesting pastime connected with his disappearance, let's put it like this. So his main contribution for Lord Chaitanya was that he was a Vaishnava poet, so he composed songs. All of them were connected with songs and music as three brothers. Like these three gopis were composing songs for Vishaka, so in Gaura Lila, they are composing and reciting songs for Lord Chaitanya's pleasure. And they are considered to have very sweet voice. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur states that they are considered to be immediate expansions of Srimati Radharani's body. So what we can say about Vasudeva Ghosh is that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed this world, he was devastated, and he was thinking, to depart his body also. And so he started to dig a hole to bury his body, and to finish like this, because for him there is no point to continue in this life. There is no association with Lord Chaitanya. And when he finished to dig his hole, he was starting to go in. Actually, the Lord manifested. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructing him not to do that. And so he was giving him a hand, taking him out of this well. And with the other hand, he was telling him to get up and to continue like this. In this Tamluk, the Shripad of Vasudev, where there is his Samadhi, we can see a form of Lord Chaitanya like this. Very specific mudra position. Like one hand is, proposing the hand to get him from the well, and another hand is like this, to show them. You may see in the middle right here, one hand is trying to grab Vasudev Ghosh in the well, and another hand is lifting him, encouraging him to stand up and continue. And all these deities were worshipped by Vasudev Ghosh, the personal deities. And because we are short, I will go towards the Vasudeva Ghosh's Bengali songs. I wanted to mention before we start in the pastimes of these three personalities that this section of the 10th chapter is all about the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Bengal. This is the first part of the 10th chapter, and there is 99 personalities. Because I was wondering, but how many do we have to, how many? It's unlimited. And there is 99 in Bengal, and then we will learn about the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. And there is no, I don't remember exactly. Maybe we should look rapidly. I think it's 24. Does anyone of you know about how many we have? 35th, 37th, 37th associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So overall, quite an impressive number. 136 are described in this 10th chapter. So Vasudev Ghosh was a Bengali composer of songs, and I took two extracts of his bhajans, which are quite relevant for us regarding the Sankirtan mission. If Lord Gora had not appeared in this age of Kali, then how could we tolerate living? He has given the very essence, the very charm of life, divine love, without which it is impossible to live in this world. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how could we ever know that Srimadi Radharani reigns supreme in the kingdom of divine love? Having received all these things from Lord Gaurahari, now we think life is worth living. And another deep prayer also, connecting with Lord Ramachandra this time. In your former Lila as Lord Ramachandra, you became famous for constructing a floating bridge of stones across the sea to Sri Lanka. Now, in this Kali Yuga, you have given us the bridge of Harinam Sankirtana, by which even the lame and blind can cross the sea of birth and death and attain the supreme spiritual happiness. Vasudev Ghosh ki Jai. And to finish, some quotes of Prabhupada, chanting Jai Sachinandan, Nitai Gaur, and dancing. So this benediction is offered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has very kindly come here, Nitai Gaur. So you take advantage of his mercy. You are very fortunate that Nitai Gaur is here. If you simply chant Nitai Gaura and dance, then you will become happy. There is no difficulty there is no difficulty. You are chanting Jai Sachinandana. This simple chanting, Jai Sachinandana, Hare Krishna, this chanting and dancing, Yajnaya Sankirtanaya Praya Janti Sumedasa. This is not I am manufacturing. It is the injunction of the Shastra. In this age, simply by chanting and dancing, Yajnaya Sankirtanaya Praya, you get complete spiritual service. So I am very glad you are taking care of Nitai Gaur so nicely. They are so nicely dressed. It's true. So continue these activities. And even if you cannot do anything, simply chant Hare Krishna and dance. And Jai Sachinandana. That will make your life perfect. So this was a lecture in Baltimore. And the first time I could read that, dancing like peacocks. In the Krishna book, in the 20th chapter, Prabhupada expresses like this: if materialistic persons can find the association of a person engaged in the loving devotional service of the Lord, they become enlightened and dance just like peacocks. Have you experienced this yesterday? Yeah? There were some peacocks at some point, or not yet?
Not too much.
No. You were the peacocks? Very good. We have practical experience of this. Many of our students were dry and morose previous to their coming to Krishna Consciousness, but having come into contact with devotees, they are now dancing like jubilant peacocks. So I think it's quite relevant with what happened this morning. We cannot say I think we were peacocks, but trying to follow maybe. So yeah, it's a very great connection with the Sankirtan mission, and all these associates were just trying to please the Lord by helping him in the Sankirtan mission, trying to give opportunity to everyone to enter this Sankirtan mission by singing, dancing, getting prasadam. And yesterday I was having a improvised experience in the evening. I thought we would have a short discussion with Radheshyam Prabhu, you know, this very strong preacher from India.
Oh.
He's focusing on the youth preaching.
Yeah.
He was presently in US because he lives all over around the world, temples to, you know, get better preaching opportunities with youth. And I thought it was just an introduction discussion, but he came straight to the point. Like, okay, how many brahmacharis do you have and what are they doing? Are they preaching? Are they going for books? Are they doing this and that?
Wow.
I was like, yeah, they are doing, and how efficient it is. I mean, I don't know, how do you measure that? And he was asking so many questions like this.
Wow.
And his focus is on youth preaching, especially through universities. And so they used to, in US, go with their food truck in front of universities. And he said, actually, Sankirtan is about chanting, dancing, distributing prasadam, and distributing books.
Oh, yeah.
But he said, he didn't say dancing, but it goes along with chanting. But he said chanting, distributing books, and prasadam.
Oh, yeah.
These are the three forms you should have to have a full experience of Sankirtan. So doing this in front of universities, they catch some young students and who are able to receive the philosophy, prasadam, and to commit themselves to get their contacts, and then the ball is rolling, and you invite them for programs, you invite them for kirtan. And so yeah, this was an interesting arrangement of the Lord in this moment when we are, studying these pastimes, when we are trying to intensify the Sankirtan mission. Yesterday we were with Dayanita preparing for the Ratha Yatra, trying to see who is coming to increase the party of dancing, distributing books and prasadam. Also, I was with Lochan discussing the prasadam yesterday. I was like, wow, it's too much. And in the evening we have this wonderful association of Radheshyam Prabhu. Wow, and so eager to help. And
we can invite you.
We did. But he needs to see our sincerity. So he was asking so many questions just to understand where we are standing now, to see how we can help, if we are ready to welcome him or not yet.
Yeah, okay.
So it was like this.
So what we should do now? To wake up, really.
We had a discussion about that.
Straight to the point also.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's not a preaching meeting, but yeah. The next level, from what I understood, there are 3 steps, 3 important things to do. Get contacts, from our preaching activities, get contacts, then cultivate them. And the third level, which we tend to assimilate with the second one, is to care. Even myself, when you said care, I just said, what? I didn't catch it. It was not so natural for me. For me, cultivate is care. What is the difference, They say, no. The level of care is when these devotees you cultivate, you make them feel like they are family members. So you will call for them outside of any program, You will ask, how are you doing? You will try to mentor or help if there are some difficulties. You make them feel family members.
Wow.
This is care. And this, I feel, is something we need to work on. This is my realization. And he said, like this, you should have these 3 fully settled to make devotees. If it's not, then it will not work out. And the preaching will not be efficient. Your brahmacharis will be tired at some point because it's not bringing the fruits that we hope, and why, and we don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good things to meditate on. Now I would like to hear from you, if you have anything to share, any question, corrections, addition for glorifying continuously these personalities, please. All right. Oof.
I just had one question, perhaps you can, expand on a little bit. Prabhupada was saying, first we shouldn't be artificial with our dancing.
Oh, yeah.
But then he also said that just dancing if you don't feel anything and you'll feel the ecstasy. So how do we balance those two seemingly contradictory statements?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if we read again, he said like here, nothing should be done artificially. He said, this picture is before you so that you gradually, when you feel ecstasy, you will also dance like him. And when you automatically dance, then you will know that the thing is already realized, not artificially. So we also heard that fake it till you make it, right? So at the beginning, it's also a try, we make a step toward the Lord to try to dedicate, to surrender a little more, to dance for Him. And yeah, it's quite difficult for conditioned souls to, consider that this transcendental form of the Lord are actually persons that we are dancing in front. And to start dancing, singing for them, is quite far out for devotees who are just, bhaktas who are just arriving for the first time in the temple, and they may think it's a madhouse, what are they doing? But it is also, if they try actually, and we see in Harinam parties when there is dancing going on, when they just come in the dance, be it in a circle, in an individual dance, they feel something is different. It brings some natural joy that after you start, you don't force it much. So, yeah.
So is it a matter more of sincerity? I guess you take that sincere step, okay, I'm going to try to surrender. I don't feel anything, but I'll give it a try. Or is the other alternative might be like, oh, I'm feeling so much ecstasy, so I'm going to show everyone that I'm feeling ecstasy and dance nicely.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the point is not to make a show of our dancing. It's really to be natural. And I think there is one aspect that I would like to hear from experienced Vaishnav here. We also sometimes make some effort, something we're not used to do, to inspire the public to do so. like this, to engage them. We're not good dancers, we may not be good singers, but because there are other people, and if we start to dance, maybe they will dance, then let's do it, let's try it, you know. Let's try to take them by the hand, even there may be a refusal. Okay, let's try anyway, because if they dance, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be so pleased. So this is also part of this aspect, and it corresponds to the sincerity. Our desire, our sincerity is about sincerity to please the Lord. So if I am dancing to engage others, then no problem. But if I'm dancing to show off, then it's a different thing. This is my little understanding, but you may have a deeper one.
Yeah, from what I saw, like during King's Day when we were in Amsterdam with Harinam Ruchi,
yes,
especially Mahavishnu Maharaj, he was really in ecstasy, like constantly. And people that he was approaching, he made them chant with his mic. Even if they didn't want it to do it, they still somehow it happened. And even more than that, he made them dance. But there was sometimes grandfather, or there was like they didn't want it to dance at all, but because he's got so much Shakti, and so it was just so beautiful to see that from behind, and that's how yourself you are so happy to see new people chanting, dancing like this, and that the whole atmosphere was like Vaikuntha, you know. But we were in the street of, I don't remember this, close to Radha Liège. Yeah, we was in Liège. And oh my God, that was so nice, you know. And after everyone that we was meeting, they started to come and dance with us like this. So it was really transcendental.
You remember when you arrived in the temple also, or Mangalati or anything?
Yeah.
Just you don't care about any rule. You just make everyone dance.
It's
and then you start, and then Jaya Vishnu Pada. Everyone starts to jump.
I mean, so this is next level, obviously, but this we can really see that, and all devotee was so happy, so jolly, everyone, like really I saw smile in the face of every devotee, so that was really transcendental.
So pure.
So
It's
pure.
another level.
Yeah, next level.
But after also he go on the Vyasa to give the class, and he asked all the devotees, please, I want to read a few verses before, please give me your authorization.
So humble, yeah.
He shows the purity. I mean, he don't follow rules. I mean, he follow himself, but he just brings people to ecstasy, not just following rules.
Above the rule.
So we are so fortunate to have this association. Soon the Harinam Ruchi group will come here, Paris, for the Ratha Yatra from
22.
Yeah, 22 to 25, 26.
Yeah, 4 days. Be ready.
Let's be ready to go deeper. And only by association of such Vaishnavas we can be more and more absorbed and in proper mood for serving Lord Chaitanya's mission. And today is a great opportunity to engage in the mission by going Sarcelles, preaching every... But thank you so much, dear devotees, for sharing these insights. Let's all glorify the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Panchatattva ki jai. Shri Govinda Ghosh ki jai. Shri Madhava Ghosh ki jai. Shri Vasudeva Ghosh ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nita go Premanande.
It's great.
Prabhu ki jai.
Exactly.